Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Natties&BS podcast. In this podcast series, we talk through a wide variety of topics regarding bodybuilding and natural bodybuilding. This podcast series is introduced to you by two natural bodybuilders and coaches, Sam and Mark. Before diving in, firstly, we would like to thank you for listening to today's episode. If you're listening in Spotify, please make sure to give a follow and a rate on the podcast. It will be very much appreciated. And if you're listening on YouTube, make sure that you're subscribing the channel and activating the notification button so you will be updated about our weekly episodes. Today, you're joining us for episode number 4, and we're covering mindset and progress maximizing today. Hi, Sam. How are you doing?
Hi, Mark. All good. Thank you for the intro. How was your week?
Pretty good. Thank you. I this week I only had 4 training sessions instead of 5 because I was not staying at home for the second half of the week, but I managed to get in my 4th training session um, during our stay, so everything was going pretty good. What about you? How was your week?
My week was really good, actually. Second week now on after the food increase, and training and progression is really flying. Especially compound lifts like RDLs. I was managed to get 7 repetitions yesterday with 190 kg. So next week I'm gonna try the 200. I did it before. It was my all-time best 200 for 4 repetition. Hopefully I break it next week by at least 5 repetition, if not 6 if I'm greedy.
Yeah, I mean, you can probably expect at least 5 after having 7 repetitions for the 190.
Yeah, and it was like really stable, controlled 7 repetition. I was surprised, like when I did the 6, which was my max last week, I was like, I feel I can do more. It's this feeling that you are not going to fight for your life for this repetition and it's moving smoothly. It feels like you feel like a god.
Yeah, and actually in the case of exercises like this, which are performed with quite high weights, I think it is really difficult to just progress one singular rep. You can probably progress 5 kgs uh, like more easily than a whole repetition. So I mean that is a really good progress having one whole rep from week to another.
Yeah, it took me 3 weeks doing 6 repetitions. Uh, so yeah, one and after I progressed to the 6th one, it took me 3 weeks to move to the 7th. But I was progressing in form and controlling the weight, which we talked about last week actually. And yeah, still like if I do next week, at least for 5 repetition, if not 6, the 200, this will be progression of 50 kg since last year May. So it's going to be 10 months. I gained 50 kg
That is actually insane. That's like
an RDL. Yeah.
33% increase in strength.
Yeah, and if I do it, I'm gonna be lifting 2.5 times my body weight for six reps or 5 reps.
You've just mentioned that you had that 180 for 3 weeks, right? No.
Uh,
190 with 6 reps. Sorry, 190 with
yeah,
6 reps.
190 or 6 reps
Yeah,
for
yeah.
6 weeks.
How often do you experience something like this? That's your, let's say, on a plateau with a given weight at a given rep. I mean,
Uh,
I mean, it might not be a plateau. That might not be the right word to use because you're not in a plateau if you're, let's say, progressing execution. So my bad, but yeah, how often does it happen with you?
um, if we are talking about plateaus, I can plateau a lot in upper body pressing movements, flat press, incline press. I,
Same.
I I barely progress with these. Like I've been stuck with 40 kg. I can jump up and down between progression and regression and just within like 2 3 repetitions, nothing more, nothing less. Um, but surprisingly, the flat Smith press is progressing in the past few weeks, increasingly, like in a noticeable way. I jumped back to loading the flat Smith with 55 each side. Last week, it was the first time to do it since my gaining phase, which were last year summer. And I managed to do 7 repetition, and I'm not sure if this is the same number of repetition I did before, because I think it was 6 or 7, and but on this Friday I did 7. So if it is matched to my all-time best or one time or one plus rep extra, so I think I'm confident within this level of progression I'm going through. I'm going to get 8 repetitions easy next week, which is
You
better to have such a progression before the prep start, because I have next week and the week after, and then I start the diet.
yeah, you just said that the pressing movements are, let's say, the weaker points in this in from this point of view, and when you're in a calorie deficit, do you also recognize that the pressing movements are the ones that first start to like
Take a hit.
descend in weight?
Yes.
Yeah, I watched a very interesting video in connection with this. I mean, I experienced the same. I don't know. It is actually surprising hearing it from you because literally your pressing muscles are, let's say, the strongest.
Triceps,
And
yes. Biceps, sorry, triceps, yes, and chest, let's say okay muscle.
yeah,
But
definitely, I would definitely say that your chest is
yeah.
really good. Triceps, like, exceptional. So, um, yeah, so that's exactly what I experience as well. I mean, in my case, it's the complete opposite because I don't have a great chest, neither a good triceps. But what I've seen in the video is that the pressing movements are the most, um, how do you say, sorry, I was I was looking for a word. So
Most struggleable
the
or
the so body fat levels has the most impact on pressing movements actually, as I've seen in a video, because
ah,
despite the fact that fat obviously does not provide you more strength, but it creates some kind of tension when you're getting into the stretch position and then converting it into the pressing movement, that the tension actually helps with the performing that movement. That's what I've seen. That's what I've heard. And I mean, it sounds it sounds real for me because in my case, definitely the pressing movements are the ones that um, start to descend the fastest during a prep or during a calorie deficit period.
yeah, but I mean, if we are talking about body fat level or body fat support to the body, we would say we lose a lot of fat around the sides of the waist, like the core, around the core area, so midsection. But I would say my hip hinge, my RDL, I didn't regress a single repetition, losing 8 kg in 11 weeks. I healed the same. I healed, I think, 170 for 6 or 7, I think, or 180, 160 or 170 or 180. I healed the same weight with the same repetition through all out the fat loss. So I don't know about that, about the body fat level, because like my waist, I had to tighten up my belt, my weightlifting belt, 2 notches through this period of fat loss. So it means I lost a lot of fat around the midsection, but I still hinge very strongly.
And what about the pulling movements in your case?
I would say pulling movement was the second to take a hit after the pressing movement. So pressing was noticeable first. Like I was even feeling weak going through the pressing movements. And after that, I felt it in the pulling movement. But lower body, surprisingly, lower body is not my strength at all, and I could hold, if not even progress, in weight and repetition and leg press and also squats, I think.
Yeah, in the case of lower body, when I'm at lower calories, losing weight, I yeah, I also experience less strength loss in the case of the lower body, despite the fact that even if I'm just like 2 or 3 kilograms uh, lower than, let's say, when I started a prep, I can really feel that, let's say, the Smith machine is pushing on me so much harder. Just that 2 or 3 kgs makes so much difference uh, from that point of view. But I can still perform the same amount of reps with the same weight, despite having that feeling. And I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
of course
actually
it feels harder, but you can keep performing. This is what happened to me while I was losing weight also. Yeah.
yes. And back to progressing exercises, pressing movements are definitely the harder ones for me as well. So it easily happens that I'm, for let's say, for my first exercise, which is a pressing movement on a flat machine, I might not be able to progress that from week to week or from 2 weeks to another probably. So, or I might just take a half rep progress in some cases.
Even after deloads and breaks and if even diet break, no?
I mean, after a few weeks, I can get that rep, which is, I think, normal, because luckily it is not the case for the rest of the session. So at least half of my working sets are progressed every single session. So
Yeah, this is what matters.
yeah, I,
Yeah.
I don't see it as a drawback, to be honest, as long as I'm progressing overly.
And can you maybe share how your mindset changed throughout, let's say, before starting with your coach and 1 year after and after the competition and start to grow again? So let's break it into these 3 stages.
Yeah, so before I started working with Georg, mm, I already felt like I'm taking it pretty seriously, but obviously it got much better since it's not me who's addressing my calories. Um, yeah, so it actually meant a lot that there's someone, an outsider, who looks at me, who's got different perspective, a more professional, definitely more professional perspective, since he's worked with well-known coaches before, and he's got the proper knowledge as well. So let's say it was a relief, and I'm very thankful for that. Um, yeah. So after we started working together, mm, obviously everything seemed a bit more serious. When we started working together, there was actually no competition planned for the future yet, because it was we started working together when I was quite, well, like really high in body weight, and we had to clear that off. Um, and then we started a pushing phase again, and after that we thought we could compete in the future, but yeah, it was definitely a positive change in terms of mindset. And on the way through my competition prep, when I was preparing for my first season, um, like my mindset was like on, like really really on spot. I felt like I really felt like I was doing everything right. I felt like I didn't make any mistakes. I don't know if I if I did or not, but that's how I felt like um I'm really like that I'm pushing to the max in terms of training and nutrition. Um, so I wouldn't say I obviously no there are days when you have no motivation, let's say. It is even more common during a competition prep, but there's nothing else you can do that you stay consistent and uh, do what you have to do. And to be honest with you, after my season, mm, my mindset wasn't the same. I did not manage the post post prep period that well. So that will definitely be one of the main goals for my next season, that I manage it much better, because I was really off with meals. I was eating a lot of junk, and both physically and mentally I was actually really down. Uh, I needed, like, it was October when I competed. I needed like 3 months when I could say, okay, I'm fine. I'm okay with my physique. I'm okay mentally. Um, so despite having a professional competition prep, the post prep period was absolutely really unprofessional. So I wouldn't advise it doing it that way that I did to anyone.
Yeah, maybe I think it's an advantage for me that I'm gonna start prep on March for my first competition in September, so I have plenty of time, so I don't need to do any aggressive cutting or something. And yeah, this is definitely something I'm thinking about, because I see a lot of athletes talking about how they manage post prep and how it goes from their first season, and how a lot of people can lose control and start binging on food. Um, I had a small experience with this recently, when I went on vacation on the Christmas, and when I binged on food, but it was a post diet phase. It was, let's say, not short period, also not long. So I believe anywhere bit after 8 to 10 weeks is considered a bit of like prolonged dieting or something. So I had like 11 or 12 weeks. I was managing the post diet good until I got the injury on my biceps, and I was exposed for a lot of junk food, and I was a bit, let's say, my mindset was off, or I was not thinking clearly. So I was just eating because I felt I couldn't really, I don't know, I was like in a loop, like in the middle of a chaotic mindset to take a clear decision. When it comes to mindset and training, so the main topic, not the nutrition. So the training wise, I would say I was training hard before working with a coach. So um, I was thinking that I'm training hard enough and I'm invested well enough. But when I start to work with a coach, having more of let's say supervision from a professional who worked with hundreds of athletes and like more 10 years of experience, it really felt different than managing my things on my own. um, Structure to the plan of the nutrition, structure to the plan of the training, and following up with my progression and regression every week to and give a feedback, give more structure so I can see what is progressing and what is regressing to make the right adjustments. And this helped a lot in creating the physique I have now with only 47 weeks. This was the week number 47 working with AJ. And as the picture I showed to you 9 months ago and now, my physique completely changed. And I would say even in this short gaining phase now, this is week number 12 out of 14 in my current gaining phase. And I can see like a lot of visible changes to my whole physique, especially my lower body. I got even illusions that my upper body is getting smaller, but I think it's just my lower body is catching up. And at this body weight, this is the same body weight I started working with AJ 47 weeks ago. It was 80 something kg. Exactly 80.5. This was my first ever data I provided to AJ, 80.5. And today I'm 80.5. Completely different physique, muscle musculature, everything. I never had lines in my quads at this body weight. I needed to go below 79, 78. And one of the reasons when it comes to mindset and training and how to maximize your progress, there is a specific barrier that you will reach in your training. I was so surprised. I was like, I found the gold or something. I found the treasure when I discovered this uh, uh, breaking of this barrier to unlock a new level of performance. It was that day, I remember I was doing biceps curl on cable machine, and I was listening for some reason. I don't listen usually to metal, heavy metal, but I was listening for some reason to metal, and it was so aggressive songs that made me somehow like implement aggression into the set, and I did 3 more reps than I usually do. I was like, wow, getting angry actually works. I was like, it was a discovery for me, implementing aggression and being angry, and it is something that can give you more of out of your session and boost your performance in the gym. I believe I won't advise someone with anger issues to try to do so, or if someone with anger issue, he would already have this anger through the whole session, so he was gonna have a productive session overall. But getting your mindset and your mentality, that laser focus was implementing anger while maintaining and controlling your form and performance in the gym. This is a skill, if you master, you will be one of the top 1%. Plus, if you have also the good genetics, you are gonna be one of the best for sure. So yeah, this is a point I wanted to highlight from my own journey when it comes to maximizing progression and mindset through the workout. I put my phone always on the don't disturb while I'm working out, so I don't get disturbed with any notification, anything. I check when I have the time to check, or get my phone to film myself or write down my progression. That's it.
So, do you feel like you're working harder in the gym since you're working with AJ, right?
Yes, I remember first few weeks with AJ and the check-ins. He told me, I want you to view every every day is an opportunity to to be better bodybuilder and to perform better, and opportunity to grow and to be a one step better version of yourself. He affected my mindset a lot. Like he's like more of, like, I would say, psychological cues I got. Okay, of course he helped me with my training, of course, but I would say maybe I was doing training good and he just do fine tuning to it. So just small adjustments, but the big adjustment was in the mindset, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, that could be the case for a lot of people, I think, that mindset changes drastically as they start working with a coach. Because I feel like before we started to work together with Georg, I was already training extremely hard, like probably even harder than I should have. Because I mean, I was definitely doing junk volume and stuff like that. So like getting to failure or near failure wasn't an issue for me, I would say, because I got used to that before. But yeah, from, as you've said, from a psychological point of view, it definitely uh, means a lot and can help everyone.
Uh, and one thing also we can add to this, or I have this experience. I think also many people have this experience. Also, maybe you, because I had it in my mind, but I also was watching a podcast for AJ, and he talked about it, that when you work with a coach, you know that you are good, but also you know that he don't know that you are good. So you are trying to show him how good you are. So you will even try to perform even work harder to show him that you are that type of person that's serious about his goals and want to achieve something big.
Yeah, that's true. So you literally try to prove him that
Yeah,
it is worth working with you.
yeah, I remember first check-in, I said, like he was happy with everything. He was like, you fill the data correctly, you're communicating very clearly, and if you keep doing this, it will be a pleasure for me to coach. He was also saying nice words, which make made me feel good about what I'm doing. And I always, maybe this is can be advice to anyone who is working with a coach or having a mentor, maybe in not only in bodybuilding but in life generally, mentor in any aspect of life, work, or sport. Um, let's say every milestone or in our sport, at the end of every phase, for example, when we finished the first push-up phase, gaining phase, I asked him in the last check-in on this phase, I would like to hear a feedback from you. What do you think about me as an athlete? What did I do good to make more of it and even improve it even more? What mistakes or negatives I should improve or work on? And how I also acting as a client, how would you say me evaluating me as a client also, because I'm a coach myself and I would like to also get a feedback as an athlete and as a client. So this is something give you more insights to improve in both ways as a coach and how to view clients, and as an athlete and how to improve as a sportsman. How do you see this from your perspective? Do you do something similar, or are you, when you're communicating with your coach?
um, I believe we actually communicate much less than usually clients and coaches do. Uh, but yeah, I would say definitely similar. I will take a look at my questions for you. So you've just mentioned that it can be very beneficial to get angry before a set. Let's say,
Mhm.
the do you apply that usually on a regular basis, or how does that come to your mind that now
Oh,
here comes this set and you just really have to push that, and because there are few sets that you are literally a bit afraid of to do because you know that it will be extremely difficult. The weight is really high, and it will be really challenging. So you just have to prepare your mind for it.
I would say I have a good example for this. So, if you are car person or you like cars or watch Fast and Furious or something like that, there is some substance they use called I don't know, nitros, that they press to boost the car speed, and they use it in a car race, which is like a 1 mile race or something in one line. So they boost the car speed. They only use it at the last few 100 meters of the race just to win the race, because it puts too much load on the engine. And I believe this is the same case with our bodies. So you don't want to burn your nervous system and overload it while you are doing, for example, lateral raises or triceps push down. on this small exercises that you can get the best out of it without doing too much load on your nervous system. Unless it is a weak point and you want to do whatever it takes to bring it up, this can work also. I would say exercises like squats, leg press, or deadlift variations we can make use more of this method with them, because in these kind of exercises it's more mentally challenging than physically, because how many people we see at the gym that do stop their set, and if we actually push them to do, they would do at least 5, if not even 10 repetitions more, which makes their sets completely useless because they barely have any stimulus to the muscles. In more of technical terms, we can say slow muscle fiber twitch, and these muscles that need to really work hard to get the most out of it, which mostly in the lower body. So, for example, when you are doing triceps push down or chest press, if someone forced you, maybe you can do 1 rep more, but in squats, leg press, or let's talk about these two, squats or leg press. If someone pushed you, or if you take a pause for 2 seconds to catch your press, you will probably do at least 1 or 2, if not 3 more, if you take a bit of like 2-second pause to break. But if you're doing it with triceps or chest press, more likely maximum 1 rep or half rep max, if you are really experienced with the exercise. So I would believe that we limit these kind of aggression implementation to leg press, squats, RDL, or any deadlift variation, or a muscle that is really, really lagging and you want to bring it at any cost. Just to be smart managing your fatigue level and the nervous system fatigue.
Yes, I can
What do you think?
definitely agree with the exercises that you've mentioned. That which ones require like more preparation and stronger mindset. And there's actually a few exercises in my case as well, but where I in some cases I just close my eyes and concentrate and even visualize things. And what I've experienced is that I can actually hype myself up so bad that um, I get I literally get goosebumps in some cases. So
Seeing
that
black dots after you finish your set.
yeah, so it is
This is me
interesting.
after a squats. After a squat, I sometimes, not every time, of course, but sometimes especially in diet, when I push too hard, I feel slight dizziness with of seeing black dots. I need just to stay still without moving for a few seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it will get much worse. You will experience during the prep.
I don't want to think about it.
It will be fun. It will be fun in some kind of strange way. But
I took
at some
a
point,
small bite.
you will probably reach a level that you just want to get your training done as fast as possible. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So I think I would say I took a bite from this feeling um, when I'm under the leg press and I push it for the first time, not even the first rep, just to get it out of the rack, and um, I feel like, damn, I can't even. Like, I feel that I cannot do even one single rep, and I end up doing 8 or 10. I was like, wow. And this satisfaction you get after this set is nothing. You cannot compare it to anything. That you feel that you did a huge achievement.
Yeah, at some point you actually reach such exhaustion levels and tiredness that even your body realizes as you get closer to the gym that it does not want to perform, and somehow you start your set and they're doing its job and you still get your reps. um, so yeah, it is very interesting because even during my warm-ups I felt like I, I didn't even want to start my warm-up at a given point. And when I just, let's say, sat in a press machine, wasn't absolutely in the mood to start doing the set, but somehow our muscles can still perform. So yeah, and it is absolutely a mindset kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I will not say I know because I still don't know, but the idea of getting the job done while you're fine fighting the demons in your head, I can understand and I can relate to. Um, because recently I started to do some changes on my stance on lower body movements. I'm trying to get more of um, knee forward, parallel, more of like quad focus to get my sweep developed on my quads. And I started doing this first on Smith squats, and it has been working very good. And I could notice very visible changes on my quad sweep. And I had my first leg session on the week. I have six sets for quads. Start with two leg extension, two squat, Smith squat, and two leg press. And last week, when I was going, after I finished my fifth set, and I had one more set to perform on the leg press, I felt that my body, my mind, my nervous system, everything is crying that my quads are fumed, that I can't. My body was talking to me. Actually, I could hear my body talking to me saying I cannot perform a single rep more. I just like, shut the fuck up. I just lift my leg with my hands. I put it in the leg press, and I did one plus reps than the week before. I think it was 10 or 11 repetition with 210. And I was like, okay, I didn't have energy to feel happy that I did so. I just moved to the next exercise. Um, but yes, I can understand to deal with your own demons and to keep pushing. And this week was the first week I tried to get my stance in the leg press even that close. And I felt it. I felt it, and I mean, I will make these last 2 weeks of the gaining phase productive in this movement because I want to maintain it in the prep time. Hopefully, it progress more than I'm expecting in the prep time.
Yeah, I'm quite sure that AJ will manage your volume properly and your calories as well. So for the next at least few weeks after starting the real prep, you will definitely be able to progress or even further.
Yeah, I believe so because I have very much, let's say, my timeline now. First competition, I am 27 weeks and 6 days. Let's say 28 weeks already. 28 weeks for the first competition, 31 weeks for ANPF, and 32 weeks for WNBF.
And is there an estimated weight that you're planning to achieve for the end of the prep?
We didn't really go in this discussion yet, but my lowest in the pre-prep diet was 78 or 77.8. Um, and I'm not sure how lower I should go below this, but I don't think I will go below 71. I'm expecting somewhere around 72, 73, but not below 71. Because in 78 already I was like, I have like my lines on like quads, which is like where I accumulate more fat on my lower body. It was very much visible. I mean, not stage lean, but it was quite good visibly. So I would say, yeah, I don't think I will go below 71 or maybe 72. What was your stage weight?
My stage weight?
Mhm.
Um, I did not measure my exact weight right before stage, but I would guess around between 75 and 76 probably.
But you have to measure it in the competition, no? Because you have a weight cap, no?
Yeah. At the IMBF, I had a weight cap of 76 kilograms, and the weigh-in was on Friday, and I competed on Sunday. Uh, Friday was already a loading day. If I remember well, I had one probably one high carb meal because obviously we didn't want to risk it that I don't make weight, and I measured in with 74 and a half if I remember right. So I still had like 1.5 kilograms. Yeah. So they they determined the weight cap by um by your
Minus
height
100.
height in centimeters minus 98.
Not 100.
No, if I remember right, it was 98 because I'm 174 and I had a weight cap of 76.
Okay. So I am 170. I mean, I don't need to care about, I don't need to think about it because anyway, I'm going to be way below my weight cap
I mean, I
because
mean, as we've discussed, I could have been uh lower at weight for sure. So with like at least a kilo, which is a lot at that phase. Like losing that additional 1 kilogram at that state is like it takes, I don't know, at least let's say 6 weeks or more or even more probably.
zero is that lean, yes.
Yeah, so I will definitely have to get leaner than last time. But surprisingly, my lowest weight that I measured during prep was the week after AMBF when I was doing the competition here in Hungary in Budapest. I weighed in at 72.6 to 8, roughly around that, and then we loaded from then.
Oh, you should make DEXA scan to see your fat, bones, and muscle density.
Yeah, I don't know at what body fat percentage I was at, but um, I don't think I was I was definitely not the leanest at both shows. So
No, come on, I just saw it. You were yeah, I would say you were the leanest, or it was between you and the guy who won the the fourth class or third class. I mean, oh, that was three fucking groups in the classic physics. But there was
Well,
that guy who was,
it was actually five.
yeah, five. I said
Yeah,
four.
five. And yeah, four probably. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, five. So I mean, the only one I would say that would comparable to you in the overall was his name was Nico, I think from Germany. I'm not sure if you know him.
Yeah, I think I remember him. I think he's the guy who's a two-time pro already.
Really?
Yeah, I think Georg just told me that he was a two-time pro already. So it would have been his third pro card in
I don't
the
like
third
these
in
people.
the third distinct um, association.
I mean, I don't like. I mean, if he's like, I don't like the people who can take that same pro card from the same competition. If he took it from the same competition before, I can understand if you're going to another federation and you want to test yourself, it's okay. But if you're taking the same pro card from the same competition every year, like some people do here in Hungary in IMBA, I think, it's crazy what I see. Like, I mean, how are these people still competing in amateur?
Yeah, and I mean, from my point of view, there's no point doing that because that's literally no progress for you. I mean, why wouldn't you just compete at a higher level to prove yourself that you're even better than that?
Yeah, and one thing I also noticed about ANBF, they are very, very strict about the conditioning, no matter how much is muscle mass difference. Because I saw, if you remember, this guy with the big mustache from Austria who was with you on the overall.
Yeah, Machete. Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
guy that second to him.
He was already a pro at the time as well.
Really?
Yeah.
He was so happy to
Uh,
win his class as an amateur when he's already a pro.
yeah, he is because we were doing our pump up session at Eisenschmiede the day before that I posted photos about, and he was also there. We met him there, and that's where Georg knew him, and that's when Georg told me that he is pro already.
Yeah, he was screaming when he won his class as an amateur. I don't think I would do this if I'm already a pro. But the guy got second to him in his class. He was big. If I'm not sure if you watched this, he was dark skin, huge guy, but he was not that conditioned. So, but the muscle mass was very much big between them. But the judges still prefer the condition. So I think if I need to perform in an NBF, I need to get really, really peeled. And this is what AJ told me this morning in the feedback. He told me, because I sent him the pictures with this backdrop, and he told me, I'm looking forward to see you get extra peeled with this background to see how you will look like. I was like, oh my, oh, here we start.
Yeah, yeah. But that's good. I think that's really good that this is how he sees it because
Yeah,
it really
he's really
means
good
like
at getting people built. If you saw his client, this guy from Greece, he was crazily peeled. The guy, his name is Mikhail. He won the pro show in Spain, in WMBF Spain, and actually got, I'm not sure, third or fourth in the lineup in Valhalla. In the he was against the Max. He got, I think, third or fourth. This guy was crazily peeled. So yeah, I can see like AJ can what he can condition he can get out of his clients, and I'm kind of scared. Let's see. how it goes. So I think we are getting to the end of our episode. Do you have any question left?
No, I think
I think
we've actually
we covered.
discussed everything that I wrote down and had questions about. So from my side, I'm good to go.
Yeah, me too. I think we can just give a small hint about next week episode. We're going to continue in, let's say, part two from this episode, which is going to be more about recovery. So we talk to you guys about how to get your mindset and how to maximize your progress in the gym when it comes to mindset and approaching your training. Next time, we will tell you how to recover to this mentality also. And the one after, we can talk about the nutrition and how to fuel these two process, recovering and training. Uh, Thank you, Mike. Mark, sorry. I don't know, Mike's still stuck in my head. Thank you guys for watching and listening to our episode. And if you're interested in working with me or Mark for coaching, you can reach us out. You can find the links in the description for our social media. Also, would be appreciated if you give us a follow. We share more of our training, nutrition, day-to-day life situations and training as an athletes and coaches. Uh, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe or follow to the channel. And see you next week.